Hello beer viewers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppets, doing another set of experimental Pilsners from Runda, from Croatia. We got number 55, 56, and 57. Boom. 3-pack. Reason why we got these three is because of Dejan in Croatia. He's following the channel for a long time. Thanks a ton for that, dude. And he is so kind to supply me beers once in a while. So thanks for that as well. And I thoroughly enjoyed the first series of these. And that's what was like some of my favorite beer from Croatia. And then I had Pulfa, and well, I think I might enjoy them a bit more. They really make a nice big variety of stuff that's really good. Well, Novarunda does as well. And I have some really interesting sounding spicy or like spiced sour beers to try from them. We're checking out another juicy Pilsner first. And this is, they've done quite a few juicy Pilsners. So apparently what makes them juicy is that they add like wheat and oats and stuff like that to emulate what you put into a hazy IPA. That's also why, well, they're also, all of them are a little bit hazy, but that's why this is the most hazy one. This one is got Motueka, Columbus, and HBC 630, an experimental hop from Yakima that does not have a name. Like 586 is probably the most famous newer experimental hop that will be named in 24, I think, and have an official release, which is an amazing hop. But this one is supposed to taste like sweet fruits and berries, like raspberry and cherry, along with sweet candy-like esters and lactones, giving creamy notes of peach and banana. And then Columbus, Motueka, Motueka is amazing. Columbus is pretty old school. They say hoppy, fruity, fresh, citrus, pomelo, elderflower, tropical, juicy, smooth, bitter aftertaste. 5.5%. All of them are, and all of them are 45 IBUs. Really damn bitter Pilsners. So like this is that modern West Coasty kind of approach, I think. A lot of them. So yeah, slightly hazy golden yellow, white head. Let's check out the aroma. Ooh, Columbus is sitting there with its sticky icky. Like, that's interesting. And I totally see cream, like creamy, almost like toffee custard, like hop aromas. Almost like in a noble hop. But Columbus is the big king in this class for me right now. It's shining with loads of like citrus and grapefruit, but also pine and like a resin and the sticky icky dank. A touch of it. It's not like intense, but there's definitely some of that. Motueka is there too with the mango. But interesting, 630. Was it 630? Yeah. I'm not seeing much of like cherry and raspberry and whatnot. I'm seeing all like custard cream. They say sweet banana. I don't know. I'm not really picking up on that either. Peach. Maybe kind of like a little bit of like a banana cobbler type or peach cobbler type thing. But I think Columbus really shines mostly on this one. But let's try it. Cheers. And thanks a ton to Dan for the beers. Columbus beer, for sure. Huh. This is 45 IBUs. Compared to the others, it's like a little more easygoing, which is interesting. It definitely feels like a little bit juicy. Like you can feel there's wheat and oats in there. It's also not as heavily carved as the others. You can also see that pouring it out. But like coming from drinking some of these Franconian beers, and they were not even like especially great. Like they were nice, these two I had before this, but they were not like top of the game. There's just something about this that's just like no way near like in terms of just like the flavor profile of like lager, like the lager or the flavor of lager yeast, and also like the cleanliness of it and everything. It tastes like not as clean and well lagered, really. It tastes like a little bit dirty, but that could be Columbus as well, because Columbus almost has like a little bit of a dirty grapefruity spicy flavor sometimes. But it can also be really fruity and really dank. It almost feels like an attempt, which it is, at making a New England IPA as a Pilsner. I'm not a fan too much of that idea. Like, why is it to capitalize on it? I guess it is. I mean, you can use oats and wheat and stuff in lagers and make really good lagers, but there's just something about this that's like not super appealing to me. I don't know what it is. It feels a little bit like dirty. I don't know a better way to explain it. And sorry, yeah, sometimes it just sounds like I really like to trash all the stuff you said, but I'm just being honest, man. Like I love to pull for stuff, so it's not just to be a dick. But yeah, let's move on to these Citra Pilsners. So Citra, I mean that should be a home run. Citra is usually great. Also a big thing if you can't crop select. That's also a big thing. Like crops are so different with hops. So this is same ABV, same IBU. They say hoppy, citrus, elderflower, sweet melon, fruity. This sounds very similar. Hoppy, fruity, fresh. There's pomelo in this, but elderflower is tropical. It's pretty much the same description. So is this one got wheat and stuff as well? No, this is pure pils. But yeah, it's the same color. There's like this is a bit more clear, and I think that's because you don't have adjuncts in this. So also better head retention, higher CO2. Let's check out this one. Yes, much more my jam. Much more bright, snappy, bitter. There's definitely lots of citrus, sweet orange, tangerine notes, a little bit of bright citrus dankness. This smells like West Coast Pilsner. Snappy as well, and it smells like it's got to be a bit more dry. It smells really good. Let's try it. Yeah, it's definitely better. Wow, at least 45 IBUs. They don't feel that bitter. Maybe it's because of the hopping rates or something. It's really weird. Sometimes like with loads of, like some of these, like West, I recently had a brewhouse beer. It's 85 IBUs. And I was like, is this 85 IBUs? But I think it maybe, I don't know if it's something to do with heavy dry hopping or something like, and maybe also the lack of kettle hops or the way it's bitter. Like bitterness is different. Like if you do extracts and stuff like that, it can be a bit more round, but like it's just like it feels kind of like cold whirlpool and then a dry hop or something. I don't know. It just doesn't feel crazily bitter, but it's definitely drier than the first one, which I like. It's a classic Citra profile though. It's grapefruity as well a little bit, but like mainly sweet citrus, slightly tangerine, definitely tropical, tart tropical fruit. There's some bitter grapefruit in the back end, also like a bit of a grassiness, also herby, actually a little bit. But it's good. But it's I don't know. There's something about them. It's funny jumping from Franconian beer, like very traditional breweries, lager beers, and jumping to stuff like this. Like you really see the differences in like production methods and whatnot. Like this is maybe also like a lot of the lager is hiding behind a lot of hops, so that's maybe also part of it. But like to be honest, I'd probably rather drink the Keller beers so far, and I really like these the first way around. Like I had the experimental lagers or pilsners, but it's pretty good. It's similar to like a little bit to the first ones, like with some of this more brighter modern hop character. But I like this more than the hazy one or the juicy one. So this sounds like this is going to be my favorite. So this is an Oceania Pilsner, meaning hops from Oceania, New Zealand and Australia and whatnot. So this is all New Zealand hops. It's Motueka, Big Secret, and Rakau. They say hoppy, citrus, lemongrass, and mango, fruity, nectarine, green tea, refreshing, bitter aftertaste. Let's see. So this one is also all of them have a little bit of haze, but they're dry hop probably, so that's hard to help not have it in there. A little bit of haze, but yeah, bright yellow, white head. Let's check out the aroma on 57. Definitely more bright, more snappy, limey, citric, tart, Southern Hemisphere twang. This is definitely, I think, the best smelling to me. Yeah, it's interesting. Motueka is also in the first one, but the first one it seemed like more sweeter mango-y. Like this is more bright and citric zesty, like a tart, snappy, passion fruity, pineapple-y. It just smells better. But there's also like I'm not as excited about this as it was the first one. Or the first set of beers. It smells good though. Let's try it. Cheers. For sure the best. That brightness suits a Pilsner so much more. Like that like this, they have a little bit of sweeter fruitiness. Like tangerines and all this are sweet. I think Pilsners are best when they're crisp and bright. So the hop character should be bright as well to lift everything and make it really refreshing, crushable, especially when you make these more modern ones. Um, and that one has more of it because it's limey, it's zesty. It's even like got almost noble hop classic flavor in terms of like black pepper and spice, which I think really suits it. Like that combination of New World meets Old World. And often for me, actually, the best modernized lagers are Old World hops paired with New World hops. This also feels the most bitter of the bunch. And I wonder if that's also because it's got, like, these are more fruity in their flavor profiles. So that could also be something in terms of the perceived bitterness being lower because they're more fruity. But I might have a little bit of a bias here because I love Southern Hemisphere hops. Like, of all hop varieties in the world that are modern and fruity and like intense and all, New Zealand is the best. I mean, we got Vic Secret in here, which is also Australian, and I think like Vic Secret is also really nice. Galaxy, you know, it can go up and down with Galaxy, but New Zealand hops, they're just magic. Like when you get fresh, I just brewed with Nectaron for the first time. It's like you open a bag like that, it's just like holy hell, where have you been all my life? Like the tropical flavors of those hops are just insane. So they're pretty amazing and there's some magic about them. But what's really fun is like a lot of them also have spicy undertones that complement it. And that's because a lot of them are bred from noble hops. A lot of them are bred from like Saaz and Perle and like a lot of these more classic German hops, and then just made in a different climate and, you know, crossbred and whatnot and turned into these amazing hop varieties. Like, I love New Zealand hops so much. It's my favorites. So I'm really biased in terms of that as well. But this suits this beer so much better. Like, it's so much more bright and snappy and crisp. Like, it's like super lime, lemony, peppery, spicy. I definitely see elderflower in this actually compared to the others. And then there's a little bit of like a passion fruitiness. There's also definitely like a bitterness, grape fruitiness going down. They say themselves lemongrass. I don't know about lemongrass. I think it's definitely limey. I don't think it's as perfumey as lemongrass, but that one is great. So that's like, I think last time I gave my favorite a 93, and I'd put this in a like 92, 93 range as well. This is great modern lager. This is kind of like West Coast Pilsner, or it's like New Zealand Pilsner, or all these modern spins on Pilsner, but it's just really good because it's so bright and refreshing, but it has some sort of substance to it and everything. Like, these are all about hops, these beers, because the malt is like barely there. So it's really definitely modern Pilsner beer. The other two, maybe an 88, 87, something like that. Late 80s, no flaws, no nothing, nice beers, but they're just not like something I get super excited about. Which is weird because I was excited about pretty much all of them the last time I had them. But I don't know, maybe it's just these two batches or age, or I don't know. And so if you guys had these, let me know what you thought of them. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I'm going to say cheers and see you guys in another beer review.